Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat. We have an opportunity for you to buy with less than $15,000 down. Watch this video to find out how. See you soon. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat. Alex Wilson here, team lead of alexjwilson.com, and we have Kyle DeVigi, Director of Operations for Remax Wealth Builders Real Estate. We are back from our holiday vacations wise and a little bit longer than expected. I had some travel. Kyle had some travel. I broke my collarbone. So we're back, we're healthy, and we're ready for a big 2020 and showing you how you can build generational wealth and financial freedom through real estate and condo investment. So to kick it off, we are going to talk about the last project I bought a condo in. We were very busy with this in December-wise. We didn't even have a chance to do a video on it, but there's still some opportunity there. So I bought a condo in Calgary, of all places, with one of my favorite developers, Minto Developments. Now you may be going, Alex, you're crazy. Why are you buying a condo here? This was definitely Kyle's reaction when I first
Definitely my first instinct. Like, what are you doing? We sell Toronto.
And honestly, my first reaction too when someone else brought it to me, and I'm like, why would I want to buy a condo in Calgary? This makes no sense to me. Well, then I started doing my research and looking into it. And what should I get into first, Kyle? What do you think? Should we get into why I bought in Calgary, why I thought it was a good opportunity in Calgary, and then get into we'll talk about why Calgary.
Makes sense.
Okay, so when I started doing the research on Calgary, the Toronto market and Calgary market very, very different. In regards to the Toronto market, has been very strong. The only dip we really saw was during the financial crisis in 2009, and that dip peaked or whatever, valleyed or creviced or whatever you want to call it in February 2009, and we've been upward trajectory since. So that's 11 years of upward trajectory. The Calgary market has been going down since 2014. So if you think of any sound real estate advice, not real estate, any investment advice, people like say buy low, sell high. So number one, when you look at it going, well, we are looking at a market which has been going down since 2014 due to oil pricing and everything like that. So well, that's interesting. Here's an opportunity to buy in a down low situation. Number two, Calgary is a capitalist city and a first-tier city in Canada. You have over 1 million people in Calgary-wise, obviously has an NHL hockey team, but it's a capitalist city in regards to it runs boom and bust with the oil industry, and currently they're in bust territory right now. When you look at historic signals, you'll see Calgary real estate prices go like this. Toronto doesn't have that. Toronto's more like this. Calgary goes like this. So now we're in a bust cycle right now. So we have an opportunity to buy on the low period of a real estate cycle with them. So that was of interest to me. Number three is that when you look at the oil and gas industry wise and the actual issues that are occurring with oil and the price of oil, specifically in Alberta, it's not the worldwide oil price that is the issue. It's actually the distribution of Alberta oil, and that's what you see everything in the headlines when we talk about pipelines and the distribution of the oil. The catalyst to the economy in Calgary is the Trans Mountain Pipeline, which as Canadians we all own and is under construction. So that is expected to complete in 2022, which is then going to increase the distribution of Alberta oil. When you look at Alberta oil, it trades for nearly half of what the Texas Western Intermediate crude, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, the market rate,
the market rate is in the mid-60s, and our oil trades in the mid-30s.
Which is crazy discount when you look at
huge discount that. Because it's a sole source supplier predominantly to the U.S. By increasing the distribution to the West Coast, you are going to see a bump in the pricing. So we don't need the worldwide prices of oil to come up. We just have to come up to the world price of oil. It's a pure distribution issue-wise, which we are working on the solution to that, where we have shovels in the ground right now. And as Canadians, we own that.
We don't even need to increase production. We can maintain the same amount, but just decrease the discount through extra distribution.
That's all it is. And this is not a pro-pipeline or pro-oil conversation. This is just looking at how we make money in real estate-wise, before we get any haters.
Fair enough.
This is just talking about distribution and economics. So when we look at those things, I see a low point, so I see a valley. I see a tier 1 city-wise. I see prospect for improvement due to what the fundamental issues of the economics are. So that's getting improved. Actually, Alberta also has the youngest workforce population in Canada was. You have Banff, which is only 2 hours away. They actually have a much more active lifestyle than we do in Ontario wise. So it's a beautiful place to live as well. There's a lot of positives for Calgary wise and why we see the great opportunity there. Now, should we get specifically into the project itself and why we?
I think even Calgary itself, it's been rated as one of the most livable cities in all of Canada. For many different years. It has stability. There is healthcare there, culture, education. It's really got it all.
Yeah, and they're anti-tax in Alberta. Which that's not specific to the development wise, but when we look at Alberta in general, when you're investing in real estate in Alberta, there's no development charges. In Calgary, typically $10,000 to $20,000. Well, probably these days closer to $20,000 cost on closing wise for Toronto condos. Number 2, there is no land transfer tax in Alberta. So in Toronto we have double land transfer tax, so we don't have those costs. So overall, your closing costs on a Alberta condo simply around $2,000, and that's just your legal fees to close. There's no extra costs, no surprises, and on top of that, there's no provincial sales tax in Alberta, whereas we have our HST, so you have the provincial side of that baked into our agreements. You're only dealing with the 5% federal-wise on these properties. So a huge savings on the tax-wise, these costs you don't have in Calgary. So another positive to the actual environment there as well. And when you look at Calgary specific wise and why we're in Toronto promoting Calgary investment, the local market, and I've had conversations with real estate agents in the local market wise, it's so depressed in Calgary right now, and when you've been in a negative situation overall for 6 years, some people underwater on their houses from their purchase prices. It's really hard to get in the mindset to go, hey, I should invest more. Why don't I invest more on a sinking ship? They just can't see the light past the fact that there is the rescue vessels coming. Like we are close to reaching land, and when prices are going back up, the locals can't see that. And I don't blame them. If I've been under that dark cloud for that long too, I'd want to stay away from these.
It's a tough situation to be in,
absolutely. So I think that's a great segue into why we picked this specific development-wise. Minto is building a property in Calgary. So number 1, we have it's international builder-wise. They do a lot of their work here in Ontario, also down in Florida, and now they're doing stuff in Calgary as well. They own a lot of land in Calgary, and when I look at it, I have now a billion-dollar company that is taking advantage of the low prices out in a market, and they're investing their money. So my mantra has been follow the money. If the billionaires are doing it, I should be doing it too. So that's number 1. They're taking advantage of the down market. Number 2, I don't want to own something in Calgary actually today. So we talked about the depressed market and the cloud. The cloud isn't going away tomorrow. It's going to start clearing up soon, but there's still that cloud, and I don't want to be dealing with that today. This is a pre-construction opportunity. The building's not scheduled to be done realistically till 2023, 2024. So that gives me that runway in regards to, okay, I have 3 to 4 years of construction time for the market to improve. Then on top of that, this specific project is offering a 2-year rental guarantee. So if I tack on 2 years, I'm not looking till 2025 to 2026 when I actually have to worry about when I may potentially have a vacant property in Calgary. So I have a 6-year runway for the market to start improving. And guess what? The Trans Mountain Pipeline is expected to complete in 2022. And you know those things will be delayed anyways, but I still have leeway time beyond that for the market to start feeling the impacts of increased distribution of the oil out of Alberta West. So now I have that runway for improvement, and I also have the question answer, which I'm sure a lot of people are asking, well, that's great, but how am I going to find a tenant and how am I going to manage the property? With the 2-year rental guarantee, that's full management, and the property rented for you at a set price for the project and giving you a cash flow opportunity at today's cost. So that's great. So I have that question answered. And then the biggest thing is that I can buy with 5% down. I shouldn't say that's the biggest. Well, that is the biggest thing.
No, that is absolutely huge, the biggest especially thing. In today's market in Toronto, what we're used to.
But the pricing is so low out there. That's the extra thing you have to add on. When you look at 5% down with the pricing where you can get units sub 300,000, you're investing in a market with less than $15,000. $15,000, you can enter into a market-wise, which GTA, nowhere I can do that. Nowhere close can I do that. The new level on the resale market here in Toronto-wise for a studio is $500,000 in downtown Toronto now, just the entry level price, and I can get into 1-bedrooms there for sub 300 and with a 5% down. So my outlay is sub 15,000, and I have a 3 to 6 year runway, not 3 to 6 years, sorry, a 5 to 6 year runway for this property to appreciate. So if I'm looking on my return on investment, I put 15,000 in that market just to keep it round. If pricing only goes 15,000, I've doubled my money.
Exactly.
I'm expecting my personal investment to go up $100,000. So if my investment goes up $100,000, look at how many times I've multiplied that initial $15,000 investment, and I don't have a ton of closing costs waiting for me at the end of the road when I actually get this product here. So this is extremely attractive with a low commitment for my deposit wise, buying on the low end of a cycle with sunny skies, which I can see through the clouds ahead. For me, it ended up being a no-brainer. For my initial reaction, when why the heck would I buy something in Calgary, to go like, how many of these can I buy? Because these opportunities just do not exist and will not exist in the Greater Toronto area anytime. That's over. That's those types of opportunities are done. So we go back to my original investment condo that we both bought in 2012 in the same building was, when my initial deposit was I think 39,300, whatever the number was, sub 40. I'm multiples below that for an investment opportunity in a down market. For me, it's a huge home run of an opportunity-wise, and I don't see any risk because it's already at, I expect, the lowest pricing in the market-wise, and it can only go up. My only downside is, okay, how long is it going to take to go up? That's really my downwind risk overall in it. And I know you have more notes. You can add.
Well, no, we've definitely seen incredible demand for this project as well. It went on sale in December, correct? And there are about 180 units available in the development, and 150 of them are already sold. There's only about 30 left. So,
but there's still good opportunity.
Yeah, like, it's not. No, there's still great layouts, great. Yeah,
these aren't even table scraps. These are still great units. Surprising, they're still available. Wise, it's just other people are distracted with other things. It's. For me, it's no-brainer, and that's why we're opening up 2020 with this going, hey guys, this is not, we still believe in Toronto as a blue chip opportunity. You should have assets in Toronto-wise, but not everyone has the ability to invest in Toronto, or if you have a portfolio in Toronto and you want to diversify or take an opportunity outside of the Toronto area, this is for us a no-brainer. It's a great opportunity for established portfolios, or if you don't have the ability to get in the Toronto market, to invest in a tier 1 city in Canada. That's ultimately what it is. So if you are interested in this opportunity, reach out to myself or Kyle. home run opportunity off the bat in 2020. We want you to build generational wealth, build financial freedom, and buying with sub 15,000 deposit wise, with the opportunity for that to go up 4 to 5 times over a 6-year period, 5 to 6 year period, is just an incredible opportunity by a top tier builder in Minto Waz. So reach out, let's build financial freedom, generational wealth, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. Sound good? Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.